oh, but they said, oh, you need to do these recommendations, and it's because you
Hmm.
didn't do the.
Well, let me tell you my experience.
Mm,
So the CQC, like you said, recommendations, and then they can do the different levels. And I think there's a must do, we advise to do, action now. Because I
mm,
said to the CQC, I went to a meeting with them, and I had video footage of an air conditioning unit could be pulled off the wall in every room, and you pull the wire out, and it would come out about a metre and a half long. It was a great ligature point for
mm,
anyone wanted to, you know. And I said to them, I said, I've reported that to you in April. We're now August. Has it been done? And
mm,
it was one of the chief inspectors hospitals, and he says, well, I don't know. Well, at that day, they had 90 inspectors across the trust. So I said, well, phone one of your inspectors, have them walk down the ward, go to the room and have a look. Oh, I
mm,
can't do that. So I said, well, hold on. And I called a patient and I said, can you
mm,
walk down to the bedroom and have a look and see? And guess what? It hadn't been done.
mm,
It's been done now, but I think they had no power to do that. Whereas,
yeah.
you're inspecting the ward. So then you've got the other scenario is Matthew had no care plan. It was
Mm,
falsified after his death.
mhm,
3 nurses were sent to the NMC. 2 were given misconduct for 12 months, but it didn't stop them working. Another one was suspended for 3 months. He's now a modern matron. But
mhm,
one of those was the senior nurse. Now she screwed up on my son's death. She had no care plan 4 years earlier for another boy that died.
mhm.
Then went to work at Chelmsford Prison, and it's noted that one of the prisoners there gave her a suicide note, which she forgot to move on to the next team when she was leaving.
Uh-huh.
So there's 3 deaths she's been involved in. She got off scot-free and is now a senior mental health hospitals inspector for the Care Quality Commission.
Mm.
So it just tells you the calibre of staff that they have working for them.
But and in this respect, so basically, the person that then was involved in these things is commission is controlling the standards in other places, which makes you think. But I'm
Ah,
wondering, you were saying like that people that are caring are kind of moving out to the community. Um, why why do you think that is? Why is it that people that are caring don't seem to be able to work in these places?
I'm not saying so much caring, but my um, people I've spoken to that like they've been working on the ward and
Mm,
they've tried to they've spoken up or sent emails to management about
mm,
issues that they've seen on the
yeah.
ward. Those people that have spoken out have been shunted out into the community, so then they're not involved in a group scenario, they're not seeing what's going on, and they're just dealing with their day-to-day person
Mm,
around the houses. um, well, if they're not there seeing it, they're the people that are speaking out, it shuts them up, doesn't it?
mhm. Yes, I mean my worry with the whole thing is that the setting is set in such a way that even though they're not saying what should happen in psychiatric hospitals is people get raped, obviously,
Hmm.
but you create an environment for people that want to do these things, find it easier, find a culture that is uh, not opposing this. And
Yeah.
the fact that you're telling me that if you speak up, then you moved away, uh,
Yep.
that seems to confirm this worry that I have.
Yes, or they lose their jobs. It's
Yeah,
yep. It's not fair, but because there are some really good, genuine caring people that are really
absolutely.
passionate about the work and trying to help. And then they're so you've got 3 or 4 nurses working on the ward, but
Hmm.
they're short staffed, so they've got agency staff coming in tonight.
Hmm.
Do you know? I listen to them say, we don't know if we're getting Tom, Dick, or Harry turn up. This guy turns up, or this girl. She says, "Oh, I'm from XYZ agency.
Yeah.
Come to work tonight." She doesn't know the ward. She doesn't know where the safety gear is. She doesn't know what the patients look like. Hasn't got a bloody clue. And the
Doesn't know the
nurses
story
say,
of the people. I mean,
"No."
doesn't know. I mean,
And
and
then
how?
They're
Yeah.
just a supernumerary, and half the time they're caught sleeping when they're on one-to-one watch.
Yeah.
And and the staff say, it's sometimes it's safer not to have um, some of the agency staff
Mm.
there. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
mm.
I don't know. But anyway, so basically, after this horrific experience that you went through, um, you want some answers, understandably, and so now you're campaigning. Uh,
Yes. So now I'm left doing a petition, which is absolutely horrendous. It's I need to get 100,000 signatures just to, well, I want to force a debate in government, but they still don't even have to do that. They can say no, we're not doing it. But hey, I'm determined to get my 100,000 signatures. So if anyone wants to sign it, they need to just go to www.signthedot.co.uk.
Sorry, the connection probably the system doesn't like this, but the connection just went funny when you were saying where they need to go. Can
Really?
you repeat it again?
Okay, so I'm running a petition
Yeah.
to government, and I need 100,000 signatures on it. I have 4 weeks left. The
Hmm.
deadline is the 20. Well, it's just over 4. It's the 23rd of November. www.signthepetition.co.uk.
Okay.
And I want to force changes for others. I want to get answers into my son's death, and although they're saying they only do it for multiple deaths, I think Matthew's death might as well be multiple deaths, because what's happened to him has happened to multiple
Yeah.
families.
So this would be an investigation that is external to the trust and the NHS, I guess.
Yes, it needs independence. The police, their failings, they have no policy in Essex Police. I don't know if other ones do, for investigating the mental health patient's death. So one, depending on the officer, might be classed as a murder, and we seal the scene and we'll interview people. And another one was like Matthew's. Oh, move a patient in, clean the room up, and off we go. Yeah, that's a suicide, and put it to bed.
Hmm.
They need investigating. They destroyed the ligature. There's so many errors made there. So many errors with the trust.
Hmm.
So many errors with other investigative bodies, and that they all need looking at. Very
Hmm.
similar to Hills. This is very similar to Hillsborough.
Hmm.
It really is.
Yeah, and I think you see the problem is that I think they've lost control in the system overall. They've lost control of this. I mean, I think there's a recognition now that there are some problems
Oh,
in. And
yeah.
do you think? I don't know. I get sometimes some psychiatrists saying, "Yeah, maybe we have an issue." I
Ah,
think maybe
maybe.
not. Maybe.
Yeah.
And very rarely. I've tried to be optimistic because then I don't want to sound too negative. But yeah, I'm overall. I think we have some big issues.
Well,
Some.
honestly, the
Mm,
psychiatrist, I think he's meant to have a half hour to an hour or whatever assessment time or review meeting. They end up meeting patients for 10 minutes once a week. They don't know what's going on the wards. They really haven't got a bloody Scooby-Doo.
yeah,
I
which
don't think so.
basically they're trying to know the illness, but not the person with the illness.
Well, and they're giving medication, and then they give permission for staff to give that medication. They're rapid tranquilizing patients. They're meant to monitor them every 15 minutes after that, check their blood pressure, check their stats. That's not being done to the correct policy. And people, it's dangerous.
Yeah, it definitely is. But
Yeah.
anyway, one thing is for sure that I signed the petition,
Good.
and and we absolutely encourage people to sign it because even though I think the system has no idea really how to solve this issue, or
Mm.
they're a bit confused, in my opinion. I think in many ways they're moving in the wrong direction in some respects, in many
Mm.
respects. But yeah, something has to be done. So people need to start paying attention to what happens and try to seriously discuss how we're going to stop this from happening in this way in the future. And that at least, if somebody dies, this gets properly investigated so that we know what happened. I mean, to me, it's shocking that somebody that tells, your son said that he was raped, once, and then there's a medical examination that proves it, and then he's put on the same ward.
Yeah, it's proper horrible.
That's like a horror movie. I mean, that's something that, you know, no family should be going through. I obviously don't know anything about what happened, so I'm just listening to what you're saying. But I know, you know, although I can't say what's true, what's not true, what happened, what not happened, I know that there's a lot of stories like this. So. You know, it starts to sound, you know, something really, really urgent to look into.
Vincenzo, before you go, I'd just like to say, if anyone's listened to this till the end, I've got a Facebook page, Justice for Matthew Leahy, and on Twitter they'll find me as Matthew Leahy Petition. And maybe you can put some links in with your podcast. I don't know.
Yeah. You give me the links, I'll put them down in the description. Brilliant. Absolutely. And you know, this is really important. We have 4 weeks for this petition. How many signatures do you need?
Just over 50,000 now, so we're nearly at halfway. But see, the point of this, if we can get this to Parliament, then every family that has not had a voice and been silenced, they will be able to lobby their own MP with their story and get their MP on board to fight this as well. And let's give everyone that's been fair, all these kids, well, it's not kids, it's kids, young adults, it's older people. Let's give them all a voice now.
Yeah, and it's really, I think this is really important, that this is not just about your family, this is about all of us and what type of society we want and how we want to help people that are more vulnerable than others in any specific moment. Okay, so again, Melanie, thank you immensely for your time.
All right.
This is really appreciated, and keep us updated. We'll always check, you know, what's going on, and you know, it's we're all in this fight. So absolutely, you're not alone.
I realise that. Thank you, Vincenzo.
Thank you very much, and see you in a couple of weeks with the listeners. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.